Okay, what's up? Haven't done a video in about over a week. Can you hear me? I got a new mic, new microphone. Trying to expand. Yeah. But what's up? New microphone. Using patience as a strategy. Computer science. Stocks moving. Yep. New microphone. Nice little microphone right here. Pretty useful. I had to get the vault charger, like the vault. It needs voltage because you just can't plug it in by the USB. So yeah, I brought a watch. It broke though. My watch broke. So yeah, talking computer science stocks. We got SNDL, using patience as a strategy. Um, had a nice little gain, as you know, on GME. I held it for like a second, but that was a smart move, anyways. I held GME for a second. I made $1,000. I lost. I lost it all on AMC, and then I gained some on AMC. Well, right now it's just, let's say, how you call that shit, balancing out the portfolio. Balancing out the portfolio. Um, your first year, you're only gonna make so much. You gotta be smart your first year. So I know you want to make millions of bucks, but it's not. That's not the reality. So I don't. Depending on me, I'm not. I mean, you like, yeah, like, oh, like a trader. Like, they sell that shit well. They sell it well. Like, oh, you want to become a trader, and then after that, like, you'll have like proprietary firms and shit, and they just want to collect a smooth, like, how much ever it is that they charge, like 300, 500, 700, 1,500, $10,000. But that only happened to me once, and that shit hurt like hell because then you figure out you needed that money. You actually needed that money. So they just want to take energy from you. They want to take your personal finances. They want to take your money. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just stay with your whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that what your taste is, and stay with that. Yeah. But that's the last time actually. I'll go fucking send my money over to Canada for some bullshit to fucking trade simulated values. Let me see. That's fake money. That's all money that they have that they put in an algorithm. You'll never see that money. It hurts though. It hurts. It's working. Okay, it's working. So yeah, we got SNDL. SNDL was at closed at around $1. Nothing too exciting, not yet. If you look like at other stocks like Tilray, Tilray, around September 2018, Tilray was at like $300, and then it fell down. It fell all the way down to like 200, and then $150, and then around that same time, the next year, 2019 in September, it was trading like at $39. So these things happen, and then you got people backing out and be like, oh, this is just not there yet. Whatever it is that you want to do, go ahead by all means. I don't give a shit. But I know I'm not leaving just yet. Oh man. So that's SNDL. SNDL, they got fucking mergers, acquisitions. I mean, also with SNDL, it still has to be brought up by the tobacco industry. You can't forget that. Like, SNDL, it was founded in 2006. So you got Newport. Newport was founded in 1923. Well, yeah, all this shit, all these years and decades. But you have to look at it like that. Because what happened with Tilray was like, okay, that's 2019, and then the next year, the following year, it was at its lowest, and Tilray was at $1.30. I mean, $4.30, and then 4 months later, Tilray went all the way up to like $77. So really, you got to be patient. It's not gonna happen overnight, and you're just gonna jump ship. You're gonna get nervous and shit. You know, you can't be you can't be you can't be weak about it. You can't be like a little bitch about it. So I know exactly. I mean, but then again, you got the laws that you still have to pass in the United States, and there's board members in SNDL. They're American. Some of them they went to Brooklyn College. Board members in SNDL. So I don't really give a shit. I just know I'm gonna make money. You consider other factors and other shit. Yeah. Um, house coding, computer science. That's something that I used to do when I was like a kid, when I was like 11, 10, 13. I used to do MySpace. That's how a lot of people started, but I used to do MySpace layouts and shit. And so that knowledge about, um, yeah, that knowledge I still carry it over. Like I still pick up on concepts, but right now you gotta stay like you can't be everywhere. So right now I'm doing HTML and CSS, and the thing I like about it is that like okay, they got these little ads that be like these little snippets, so you can be like a freelancer. You can be a freelancer, and if you want to work on Fiverr you as a freelancer, anything, and it all depends, on how much you'll charge for your services, whatever it is that you want to do, you know. But I don't know. That's like but that's in consideration too. That's like you know, if I can show you like the things that I've been working on, I got a scroll bar, a scroll div. This is little shit. Like I take it easy with that. Like I don't know. Like I should be cranking out like, but like I do like basically like once. Not even lying, like one project per week. Cause I mean, cause it takes time, but I love it. But it's just like you like really like you want to be there for like 8 hours a day. Yeah. So, but I like it, and I put time in it. I put about 3 hours weekly. I mean, it's because I look for concepts. I'll pick up on a concept or like mastering what is HTML and CSS, and then I take one, boom, 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 boom. You want to make a text fade, boom, 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 this and that. Then you got the style sheet, and you got the HTML and then the style sheet, and then But I just put the CSS within the HTML sometimes. That's how I do it. Yeah. Yep. So I got a lot of ideas like doodly. Probably like storytelling. Storytelling is really good because like I get the vibes. Like I know the vibes. I know what it is. Like I'll still do this, but I know like my thing isn't like like expressing myself. That's something that, like I already know that. I already know that that's like a possibility. That's a possibility, but that's not really not the main focus. Because I know I know my worth, but it's not really like like self expression, like constantly like being on the camera and shit. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but in the future, that's I mean, I always do videos like this, but yeah, that's I got other ideas. But you always see me. You always see me. Fucking So yeah. So doodly and all that and shit, and just like finance really. So when I get my FinTel subscription, I don't even want to say because that's just like I don't think that's out there yet. So I don't even want to say it. But yeah, so we got things in the work. As you can see, I got a new microphone, professional microphone. The shit is a shit. Yeah. Let me see. So fuck Trader to be. I don't like them. They're little bitches. Sending your money over to Canada. That's some bullshit. Never pay to trade. Never pay to trade. That's one thing. Like if you come across my channel, I tell that to everybody. Like never pay to trade. Never pay for a platform or like if you want to trade, by all means, do whatever it is that you want with your money. But one thing that I'll say is that you're gonna get hurt. Never pay to trade. Never. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's some bullshit.
What's a better investment, Bitcoin or gold? Hi, my name is Chris. Let's ask the question everyone wants to know: is Sundial actually going to make it? Hey, friends, let's talk about Sundial and what is going on with Sundial. We've actually had a pretty good month with
Is
Sundial
it
here. We've actually seen this actually
is it echoey? You didn't tell me it was echoey. It was
go back up to $1.40 June 3rd and then do a slow walk down from then. So hopefully people took my advice from the last video I made with Sundial. I said do not buy Sundial around $1.20, $1.40 unless you want to be here for a while because right now Sundial is going through a lot from the pandemic, from Canada, economics being all mixed up right now with the pandemic, and Canada stocks in general just not bringing in a whole lot right now. But some news with Sundial growers and what we're going to see here start to happen more. Investing in increasing the TH content of its cannabis products and achieving more consistent quality levels. So obviously these are things that are going to help Sundial go past the competition and stand out to where people will want them more. And like I've said in other videos, I am quite a fan of Sundial's packaging, how they look, just their ambience of what they bring to the table. And I do think those things are very important. And positive news that has happened with Sundial here already this year, not to mention the stock just having these two big push-ups, but the Q1 reports did show us positive adjusted earnings before interest, taxes, and depreciation. The company has also been busy wheeling and dealing with making new partnerships and furthering their product growth into the industry. So like I always say with Sundial Growers, this is the main thing I always say, and I know people at this point, they go, I know, we're still waiting on legalization everywhere in the United States. And I say the United States, obviously Canada does what Canada does. And obviously, as you know, most of us, that pretty much all cannabis stocks, majority of them, at least the big ones, are headquartered in Canada. But when it comes to the United States, that is not the case. A lot of places still in the United States, even where it's legal, it's not legal. You have rules when, with, who, and what you can do with it and sell it how and when, where, what time zone. So there are still limits to cannabis in the United States. So you're still probably going to be here another 5 years before things are completely legalized and you are able to buy cannabis pretty much very easily. And that is one thing that is really going to jump a lot of cannabis stocks. The main thing that a lot of us are wondering is how long can a lot of these cannabis stocks, Sundial included, how long can they wait and get to that point where they need where everything is legalized in the United States for them. So leading up to that June 3rd walk-up, when Sundial hit around $1.40, it took a little over a week for Sundial to hit that point, and from that point, it's slowly been walking down here, but I'm starting to wonder if this is going to kind of settle just above $1. So I think the majority of investors, when it comes to cannabis stocks, they look at cannabis stocks, and I think a lot of people have like a blackboard where they write down what cannabis stocks that they think will do well in the future. Obviously, one of the biggest cannabis stocks a lot of people invest in is Aurora Cannabis. They are a huge cannabis stock, Aurora Cannabis Company, however you want to phrase that. But there are other big cannabis companies out there. Sundown is very special in the sense that, like I've said, they have a very unique look. They have a look not only for guys, but I would even dare to say they have a big market when it comes to the female market. How they package them, how they make them look, the coloring, everything with them, I would dare to say has a very female kind of touch to it. And there's nothing wrong with that because they're very good looking, smooth, clean looking products. So friends, personally, what I think about Sundown, you have to make your own decision with this one. This is definitely a risky penny stock to be in. It could go right or left. You really don't know. You're waiting on a lot of things legally to happen here to where the company can blossom. So in that, you've got a few things that you're up against. You're up against the company, how long can they make it? You're up against how long is it going to take for everywhere to be legalized? And the main thing is, can Sundown growers keep up with so much competition? There are so many cannabis stocks every day making new products, combining with other companies. So it's such a big race right now with the cannabis sector to see who can make it. And it's the look and the feel a lot with the companies too. And that's one thing that I like about Sundown. Like I've already said, it stands out compared to a lot of the cannabis companies. So personally, I love Sundown. It is something that I invest in. I'm in pretty cheap, so I don't have a lot to lose here unless they do a reverse split, which there are no talks of reverse splits happening. And if there are, we will definitely talk about it. But friends, let me know what you think about Sundown. We will definitely keep up with this company. It is a fantastic company, and I'm very excited about the future of Sundown growers and cannabis in general to see what it can transform to in the future for stocks, for wealth, what it can do. I think it's going to be a really big investment for a lot of people here, even more so than what we've seen just even in the past. So, friends, like I said, remember to be positive, be you. I will talk to you very soon, and best of luck out there. Bye-bye.
So yeah.
With Fundrise, you can invest here, from there, or there.
I think it's pretty obvious. We know Plug Power is going to keep going up. It's going to happen. Hey everyone, thanks for clicking on the video. We're talking about Plug Power. Now, I talk about Plug Power quite a bit. I have been in Plug Power for quite a while, so I know a thing or two about Plug Power. And Plug Power is not a company that is only in the United States, but they are heavily involved in Europe too. So I want to say that because a lot of people think this is just a company that's based in the United States. They are actually pretty well known in Europe too. But the European market with Plug Power, a lot of their bread and butter does come from their Gen Drive in that sector. So we're going to talk about this broad view of what we see with Plug Power and why are we paying so much for a share price. So first things first, the quarterlies came out of Plug Power and they weren't terrible, but they weren't where they needed to be and where they were expected to be. But Plug Power is still going up. It's still doing very well. Nothing, it hasn't plummeted. It's actually it's going up even more. So if you're new to Plug Power, the stock alone, this is not an underrated stock anymore. This is not a $3, $4, $2 stock as a lot of people were buying it just a little over a year ago at that price. I know I was buying a lot of this. This used to be a stock that you got as a promotion or a gift or something when you sent somebody a friend request on Robinhood or you got on Robinhood, you would get this. A lot of people got that. I got one. This is one of the first stocks I ever received, years ago when I got on Robinhood when I opened up an account. But now this is a major game changer stock for a lot of people. And the futuristic outlook of what Plug Power is, as of right now, they're one of the biggest hydrogen companies out there. And it's gonna continue that way, it seems to be. Not only are they doing their bread and butter with their Gen Drive they have for most warehouses that operate in and out of packaging, but they're also getting into the EV market here in the future. So that's going to be, and that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing. But the weird thing and the funny thing about Plug Power is that every time there's an article, there's a review written on it from these analysts, these people that write these articles that you read about, and most of the time they're negative about companies. Well, Plug Power is one of those, weird situations where a lot of these analysts, they're saying, Plug Power should be sitting around a $45 mark. There's one analyst that is saying that it should be at a $70 mark. Now, is Plug Power with their price range, what they're bringing in quarterly, what they're doing financially, should it be that high? No, it should not. So why are you paying so much for a share price on Plug Power? The reason is because you have got to look in the future of what Plug Power is going to be. And that's what people look at. A lot of people that are smart investors, they're not looking at Plug Power, a year from now. They're looking at Plug Power from like 5 to 10 years from now, what this could be. People are looking at Plug Power for the projections for the next 5 to 10 years. Being in the EV market, being one of the biggest hydrogen makers in the world, and we know when the EV market really gets going, and we have not seen the EV market really take off. I mean, it's pretty hot right now, but it's going to get even hotter. And a lot of companies are not only making electric cars, but they are making hydrogen cars. And I'm just throwing hydrogen cars in the EV market because that just makes it easier. But you know what I'm saying here. So personally, when I look at Plug and I'm looking at $30 a share, I think that's really cheap. Honestly, I am one of these people that I believe Plug Power will be well over $100 stock within the next year or two if it continues to do what it does. And this whole electric green situation gets even stronger and gets pushed even more by the Democrat Party. But this is not a video where I'm talking politics. This is a video where we have to, as investors, we have to look at what does the next 4 years look like for us? What do we have to do? When we know our leaders are looking at something, whether it be cannabis, whether it be tech, whether it be medical, and the EV market, the green sector, we know that they are really pushing that. So you would be a smart investor if you really didn't focus on that, especially when things are still relatively cheap right now. So that's why you're paying $30 a share for Plug Power right now. What it's going to be in the next year or two. Now, talking about financials with Plug Power. So Plug Power recorded a greater than expected loss in the first quarter. Revenues surged 76% year over year to $72 million. However, it missed the consensus estimated of $76.87 million. The company shipped 1,308 GenDrive units in Q1, up 58.5% from the year ago. So that GenDrive unit, that is Plug Power's baby. That is one of their bread and butter machines. That is what they send out to warehouses, businesses that have to move equipment. This is what you see a lot in warehouses, and it is a hydrogen fuel lead system unit, whatever you want to say. So these are things that they ship, all over the world. And then gross billings of $73.7 million increased 71% year over year. And then Plug Power added this. The company said that the quarterly results were impacted by the Texas freeze in February, which led to a spike in natural gas prices, causing hydrogen prices to increase. Moreover, high freight costs due to global COVID-19 impact on the ports and transit providers also impacted margins and profits of the company. So obviously we know that's going to be said every company, every Q1, every Q2 results that we have seen this year so far from every company have said that. So that, that's pretty much, that's in everyone's bio right now. Every company's bio is saying that, almost every company. Right. So looking at this chart right now with Plug Power, this is honestly, even though Plug Power hit this mark, the $70 mark just a little while ago, and then we had this plummet back down to, the $20 range here, honestly, Plug Power going back up to this 30 bid price on this is still very well. We're still in a very good range. And honestly, as things start to clear up here, as the world comes back together, things are starting to look normal again. They're starting to smell normal. They're starting to taste normal. We're starting to see normal things happen again, and we're starting to see bigger days and better days in the stock market. Because actually, I don't want to say this too loud, but we've had some pretty good weeks here in the stock market. I don't want to say anything where it's like, I don't want to jinx everybody here, but we've had some pretty good days here lately. So, with that being said, I think we might see a lot of growth stocks, and I would say Plug Power is absolutely a growth stock in that. And we're going to start to see it have healthier days here. And it went up to $40 here in the next month or two. Power probably forever. This is not something that I'm going to sell out of anytime soon. I'm looking, 10 years into the future, what this could be and what the potential of what this is bringing to the table for investors just in years to come with technology, the green sector, everything we're going to see in the next 5 to 10 years with just human evolution into tech and everything that's coming with green energy. So very excited about Plug Power. If you are in Plug Power, I personally, I would hold it. I would hold it. If you're buying Plug Power around $30, $40, anywhere under $30, I think that's a heck of a deal because personally, I'll go ahead and say this right now. I think in the next year or two, this is going to be probably a $50 to $70 stock easily. I'm really thinking a $100 stock, but just to be safe there, 50 to 70 easy as we continue to see bigger and better things come out with Plug Power, especially when they get into the hydrogen fuel cell market with vehicles, making them and selling them. So if you're in Plug Power for a short run, this may not be the thing for you if you don't have the patience for it, and that's absolutely fine. This may not be something you want to sit in for the next 5 to 10 years. But if you're here for the long run and you really want something kind of as a retirement fund, Plug Power would be definitely one of those stocks I look at. This is a serious company. This is a serious stock, and this is a stock that's definitely something you definitely want to look in having in your portfolio for the long run. But friends, with all that said, remember, be positive, be you. I hope this video was helpful, was encouraging, it brought you some news and thinking outside the box and thinking into the future of what we're going to see, the green energy thing we keep hearing about that's going to happen sometime here. So, friends, I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Plug Power.
Since middle school, I've been single-minded about money management. My mission? To make... So, on the screen right now, I have information that I received from somebody inside Airbus. In fact, if you take a look at this, this is a kind of a video which he sent me where you can see the amount of updates that are going through every day for the software. And on this list, you can see all the different aspects where Skywise, which is just literally Foundry, is actually being implemented inside an airline. A U.S. flagship carrier tracking to save 13 million per year in fuel costs after integrating load sheets, dispatch data, sensor data, and flight ops data, and aircraft technical data. Hey, this is Tom, and today's video is going to be about Palantir. So if you have any sort of interest in Palantir, I think you should watch this video. Now, my approach to the whole content I do about Palantir is I try to provide something that the market doesn't have. That's why I think my videos were popular in the past, is because I give you something different, either from an analysis standpoint that does not exist out there, or from a research standpoint, because people from these companies actually reach out to me and give me a lot of information that I can share with you. In this video, I want to do a hybrid between these two. Now, for once, we have to finally close the chapter on the whole SBC argument. I read the Seeking Alpha article who completely botched the SBC issue with Palantir, SBC being the stock-based compensation. I'm going to take apart the article and I'm going to prove you that whoever wrote it doesn't really understand how corporate-based compensation works with these type of companies. Also, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you some test cases I got from an employee inside the organization that works with Foundry, specifically an organization that has a lot of test cases to share, and I'm going to put it on the screen. There's no other place to see it. This is the only place where you get to see these test cases, because they also show you a lot about the way Palantir works and a lot about the way Foundry works. A lot of interesting insights. Mostly the value that they bring is clearly evident there. The third thing I finally want to refute is the whole nonsense I hear people talking about Palantir is a consultancy. It's not a software company. And to this point, there's a lot of people who actually debate about it and they say different things. In today's video, I'm going to show you proof, 100% irrefutable proof that this is a software company, not a consultancy, using data, irrefutable evidence to finally close the chapter. Somebody texts me in the middle of my spiel. Close the chapter on the whole Palantir is a consultancy. So let's get started. My name is Tom Nash, and I quit my corporate job as a senior financial analyst to break down companies for you. If there's one thing you need to know about me, I don't take bullshit from anybody. If this is your first time here, my name is Tom. I used to be a financial analyst. Now, as you can see, I'm a full-time YouTuber. I'm here to bring you my knowledge, my information about the stock market. And the only thing I ask of you is not to click nothing, not to smash nothing, not to buy nothing, not to sign up or subscribe to nothing. Just give me your attention. If you came across any articles of Palantir, you probably heard these two arguments. Number one, stock-based compensation dilution is killing Palantir. Number two, Palantir is not scaled up. It's a consultancy, not a software company. And number three, nobody understands what the hell Palantir is doing. What is their product? How does it work? How does it make money for the customers that it actually serves? And in this video, I'm going to solve all three. Let's start with the stock-based compensation. Now, I'm not going to give clout to this gentleman who wrote the article Seeking Alpha, although I think the article deserves the 1 out of 10 for understanding how corporate stock-based compensation works. Essentially, I'm just going to show you the claim and I'm going to refute it in 5 seconds because it's that easy. And that gentleman basically said, well, here are the numbers for the stock-based compensation.
Say something.
Palantir, and the numbers are very high. Look at how much stock-based comp they're giving to the employees, and that causing dilution, basically causing you actually.
Okay, it's still good. Just a second.
Get less money or less value as investors. That's the thing. And while I'm not going to argue here that stock-based compensation isn't high for Palantir, it's definitely way, way up there. But I'm going to argue that it's a good thing, and I'll explain to you why it's a good thing. And this is not coming from some Seeking Alpha writer. This is coming from a guy who worked in corporate America in massive corporations who understand what stock-based comp is and how it works. So you have to understand that with massive corporations like Tesla and Microsoft and Google and Facebook and Palantir, they're competing for a very small pool of excellence. The majority of companies in the world are competing for a minority of the top employees. The top 20% of companies in the world, the Googles, the Facebooks, the Teslas, the Palantirs, are competing for the top 1% of employees. And it's a tough competition. Now, granted, if you're not in the top 1%, you are the one hunting for a job. It's not your oyster. I mean, you're having a difficult time. You have to interview. You're basically trying to get a job. These guys, the top 1%ers, they are the ones being hunted. In fact, they're interviewing the employers. I mean, they're basically an NBA player going into a massive club with a ton of women. Now, in that club, there's going to be a lot of dudes, a lot of girls. You know that most girls will be looking at LeBron or KD or whatever NBA player walks into the door. The same thing with the top 1% of employees. Now, these companies compete very harshly for these employees. And if you're a cash-rich company like a Facebook or Google or Tesla, if you're established, if you're massive, you can throw basically a Brinks truck at them. Hey, here's a shit ton of money. And then they can basically compete amongst themselves. A company like Palantir can't do that. Even though it's a massive company with $40 billion of valuation, they can't compete with the Googles, the Facebook, as far as the level of monetary compensation they give to the top employees. They just can't. They also don't have enough clout. I mean, it's far cooler to say you work for Facebook or Google at the dinner table with all your family, like all 30 of them or 40 of them, rather than Palantir. Now, they have to change it some way. They have to make it more attractive for those 1%ers to pick
Well,
them.
government contracts, that's why.
If you walk through the door and you're that 1%er, you're going to be doing massive, important work from day one. You're not going to be moving up the chain. You're going to be doing interesting, exciting
Like
projects
all
from day
private
one,
contractors,
and
that's
you're
why I'm
getting equity in the
Palantir.
company. Even though we're a 17-year-old company, which is kind of strange to give out basically startup level equity. But we're doing this to attract you, the best employees. So essentially, as the company gets older, they give out less and less equity. Basically, that's how it works. When the companies become like a 20, 30-year-old company, there's no equity, there's no option. But if you're a startup, you're giving out a lot of equity because you don't have a lot of money. So Palantir are making a conscious choice to behave like a startup, giving people a lot of equity so they can attract them and retain them. And this level of compensation costs the company $0. So as a cash flow item that's not existing, you're giving away something in the future. No cash is being spent right now. More cash can go to R&D and to resources and to actually building your infrastructure. And you're getting to retain that employee because he becomes a shareholder in your business right away. I think it's genius. And I think I'm kind of surprised other companies at Palantir's level, know that there's a lot of companies at Palantir's level are not doing the same thing. Saying that this is a disadvantage and this is a problem for Palantir. Kind of surprised other companies at Palantir's level, know that there's a lot of companies at Palantir's level are not doing the same thing. Saying that this is a disadvantage and this is a problem for Palantir
C3 AI.
shows a lack of understanding of how real life corporate competition for employees works. And before we go through the third part, I'm going to show you actual test cases that came from other clients that sent it to me to show the actual numbers.
Oh yeah,
It's going to
but
blow you away. One more
C3I is more private sector. Palantir is more, like government contracts and public sector or whatever, but it's highly secretive.
point of emphasis here. So I want to address the issue that people are saying about Palantir. Well, Tom, Palantir is a consultancy. It's not a software company, blah, 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 blah. Now, a lot of people who pretend to be professionals, they have big whiteboards where they jog shit and they sell software, all this nonsense. They pretend to know what the hell they're talking about. Obviously, not so much. So let me explain. Palantir is definitely not a consultancy. All you need is just a look at what's going on with the user base. So on the screen right now, I have information that I received from somebody inside Airbus. And that guy inside Airbus basically showed me how software actually has just in Airbus. The other clients, that's one Palantir client, how many users are using the system on a daily basis, how many active users. As you can see in the screen right now, the active users went from 15,000 to 20,000 just in the last year alone. So as of today, we have 20,000 active users to this software just in one single client of Palantir. Those numbers cannot be consultancy on the face of it. In fact, if you take a look at this is a kind of a video which he sent me where you can see the amount of updates that are going through every day for the software. As you can see on the screen, a lot of updating just every single day. That's not a consultancy business. Sorry. 20,000 users per customer, not a consultancy. If somebody tells you otherwise, you know what to think about them. Now, let's move on to the third point. I want to show you some test cases of Palantir which are going to blow your mind. They're making me really excited in a good way. Let me show you. So on the screen right now, you're seeing a page from the presentation I got from an airline employee who uses Foundry. And on this list, you can see all the different aspects where Skywise, which is just literally Foundry, is actually being implemented inside an airline. Now, I want to show you some live test cases. Let me show you some cool stuff. So this is flight operations and ground operations. Check it out. Challenge. Zero fuel weight calculations are often outdated and not specific to a particular aircraft. As a result, unnecessary fuel padding, intentional overestimation of zero fuel weight for aircraft, and unnecessary fuel weight being carried the entire flight are common problems. Carrying extra weight significantly increases fuel costs. Skywise solution. Skywise consolidates data across maintenance, flight ops, weight, and balance, and dispatch systems to create a unified view of actual zero fuel weight as compared with calculated zero fuel weight, allowing dispatchers to more accurately fuel aircraft for the planned flight instead of overestimating required fuel, enabling active monitoring of fuel optimization policies. Impact. A U.S. flagship carrier tracking to save 13 million per
Fundrise. You can invest here from there or there.
year in fuel costs after integrating load sheets, dispatch data, sensor data, and flight ops data and aircraft technical data. Required data is flight aircraft technical data, everything that is actually in existence right now. The only thing Palantir does is brings them together and saves you $13 million per year. That's a good business. Challenge. Critical information about aircraft on the ground and recovery is scattered across spreadsheets, MIS system, maintenance logs, and sensor data, preventing airlines from diagnosing drivers and allocating resources to mitigate them. Skywise is a central source of truth for all AOG information, capturing both the cause of AOG and steps taken to return the aircraft to service. AOG is aircraft on the ground. Tracking everything related to diagnosing the root cause of AOG, procuring needed parts, and executing the required maintenance. This data is being integrated with relevant contextual data to determine top drivers and actions for preventing or mitigating them. Impact. For the first time, regional carriers have visibility into the causes of AOG and also into recovery bottlenecks. This information is being used to design maintenance technician training programs and inventory management schemes to accelerate AOG recovery, resulting in a 25% decrease of AOG hours. And let me explain something. Regional carriers usually operate just the A320s or the similar planes. Essentially, they're buses. Every time that bus is parked instead of driving, company losing money. These planes cannot sit on the ground. They're not like a 747 or an A380. these need to be in the air the entire time. AOGs for these sort of regional carriers is a death sentence. Reducing 25% of it based on this software alone is a massive feat. Airlines lack the ability to utilize the full history of operational interruptions to inform the probability of mechanical issue. Without Skywise, data is distributed across too many sources, technical logs, MEL, work orders, sensor data, etc. Skywise integrates all this data. I'm not going to go through the entire shit, but check it out. In fact, using Skywise, Latham, the airline, reduced delays with tire mechanical issues from 24% to 15% by identifying which mechanical issues were likely to generate a future operational interruption and proactively resolving the issue before it could recur and cause a delay. Oh my God. A 300 aircraft fleet regional carrier calculates 36 less aircraft on the ground annually, a 5% reduction. And here's the result: planes safer. There's no, they have been underclaiming on. I hope I brought for you.
That's enough. So yeah. Um. So this little whatever. Trying to get my train of thought back. So yeah, with trading, they sell it good, right? They sell it. They sell the dream. They sell the product. But really, that's why they have institutions, right? And then the institutions they manage the risk. That's why they call it risk management. Because when you're on, that's why they're so highly paid. That's why, but this thing in investing is like highly structured. But then that's why the whole movement, but like Reddit and GME and MC. So yeah, so I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like with being like like getting up every day and trading, but like that's also I'm just saying like that's a dream that they sell. Be like like this level and this level and this level and this level. Like that's important at all, but that's a dream that they sell. They sell it good. So I'm holding right now on SNDL. I don't know. I don't know however long it takes. I have a price. I have a price in mind. Cause what I mean, how many months do I got doing this? I got 8 months. So I mean, I've seen some stuff in 8 months, but I really what haven't I seen? What haven't I seen? Like really, like I've lost like 70% of my fucking of my what you gonna call it? I've demolished my account, and I've seen it go up like $1,000 like in 1 week, like just recently, like my account went up like $1,000, and this was because of because it balances out when you're right now. That was like on the third when SNDL went up to like $1.50. So I mean, for somebody like me, so like really, like what haven't I seen? So I'm patient enough to the point like I have a price target. Um, Reveal that price target or not? Really, like I have a price target and I plan to sell at that price target, and that's it. Uh, SNDO, it was like in 2018, it was like at $13. It was like at $13, and then from there, it's just been around $3, $4, and $2, and but yeah, but I really what's the worst thing that could happen? I mean, it's politics and it's just some legalization and that's it. I don't know. I'm holding that. I'm holding that because that's something that like you can like one share costs like $1 right now. I mean, and you could have brought like a share like 2 weeks ago, or like a week ago, for like 70 cents. You could have brought like 1,000 shares of that shit, and just, I mean, but I plan on buying more though. That's my ultimate right there. Like that's the creme de la creme. Like watch with that. And I mean, I um I actually invested in Tilray. That was back in October. That was when I was scalping. When like it's literally when we just buy one, you buy one, you buy one, you buy one. That's the dumbest shit ever. That's the dumbest shit ever. You buy one, you buy. It's like I don't even. I didn't like. I just like. I just saw my account green and like. But I was with some other stock. I was with Artillo. I just like I was just scalping. I didn't really lose much. I didn't really did anything. That was with Tilray. That was when Tilray was like at $6. I was scalping it, and you know what? 4 months later, Tilray went up to like $77. So it's like, I mean, with SNDL too. I mean, with AMC, I lost over two. I lost $2,800 on that shit. Wiped out, almost wiped out my account. And I stuck around. I stood around. Like I kept on fighting. Like I just kept on buying. Like at those levels. I mean, but it's like it's like it hurts, but it's part of the game. But not as much as that proprietary firm from fucking Canada hurt. Actually, because that hurt even more because that's just dirty. They just disgusting, my guy. So I don't like them. If I can fuck up the business or like save people from like doing that type of shit or just or even like save people from not going to them like from going to the fucking sending money over to Canada to some fucking stupid ass proprietary firm, then I've done my job. I'm happy as hell. But yeah, but with AMC, this yeah, I was buying like at $5, like at 5.50, 5.60, and I brought in the 5.80s, and then I went green on it. I made like I made back like how much did I make back? I made back like $700. So yeah, I was up like 376 dollars one day. I was up because I was just buying. I was buying like at five and the 5.60s. Like I was like dedicated, boy. I was like really like I was like it was cool though. It was cool. And yeah, and then I sold, and then just the days previous, I made like $100, $170, and then on DME, like DME treated me so well. Like yeah, like DME is a shit because I never lost on DME, and even when I made that 1G, and then the following week, it was like on a Wednesday. That was in February. I made like $150 on GME, so that's pretty nice. But the funny thing is about that day is that I couldn't made another G. Like I dead ass like, but I sold so early. I sold so early. It went up like I brought like 40 shares, like 40, 50 shares, 70 shares, something like that. I still got it on my statement. But I made something, but I could have made like like literally like $1,000 that day because it went up to like $95, $92 that day. And that was nice. And I saw it. That was from like this Jewish guy that I watched. And I was like, yo, like the fucking the institutions and the hedges, like they're buying, like they're putting call options at this price level. I was like that, and then like, but I saw early, but aside. So yeah, give a like, comment, subscribe, everything. Yo, well, let me see. CSS and HTML, yeah, it all culminates. But right now, like if you want to get a job in coding, like there's some nice companies out there that will pay you well. But you have to know. Like right now, I want to master CSS and HTML. You got HTML 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, CSS 1, 2, 3. That's what I really want to match. And then after that, go to JavaScript, C Sharp, Node.js, React.js, all that good shit. Because the thing about it is that when I master HTML and CSS, the other languages will just open up. Like I will just know this shit by hand, and that's it. But this thing like you ever see Square? Do they call it? Square? Is it just Square? Square app, Squarespace. Yeah. So Squarespace they always put ads and shit. But you know that's pretty creative. Like in the meanwhile, like that'll be cool. But then again, that's working with APIs and and design. That's working with both APIs because then you got to do like a little widget. But then I think that's like back end development. Well, it's like if you have like somebody who needs you to connect them to Squarespace, and they need their APIs, and you can even do like some front end development work. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, and then you can make like a solid income off of that. Like that's good as fuck. Like that's good. But then again, it's like it sounds pretty much like it sounds like really like contractual work where it's like, all right, Squarespace that will let you use our platform and you can make money. But it's like it kind of sounds like I want to know how that works with Squarespace because it also sounds like you do some freelance work where you have to go out there and you got to get your own commission. That's kind of how it sounds like. But I think Squarespace headquarters in New York. All right, so they're from here. It has a stock. I didn't know Squarespace. Space. Oh, Squarespace trades at $63. So yeah, Squarespace doesn't look that liquid though. Doesn't really look liquid. SNDL. I like it like if they change the name on SNDL to something else because honestly, it sounds like a orange farm. Sundial. Oh, sundial. That sound. I mean, but like they gotta make it like eh eh because they want to brand it nice. It's like sundial. I'm like okay, they gotta brand it like as if they were like. I mean, let me see. $600 million Panera Bread. Panera Bread. You got edible arrangements. Jesus. So yeah. I mean, but SNDO has promise. You know why? Because it has not only like it has like good financials, like decent financials for the time being, but there's also like other companies that they still have to buy. They still have to buy up. Um, what you call this? I forgot. They still have to buy a sector of the cannabis industry. So like Sundial, it still has to get brought up. I mean, but they have mergers. But if this company that's like full of cash, but the thing that I'm saying is that like you got to play the game because what's gonna happen with that is like the the board members and the CEOs, like they're gonna feed themselves before they look at the investor. Like that's the reality of it. That's what I think. So it's like, okay, you know, not really. Like it's just the reality of it, really. Like things are not gonna happen overnight. Tilray went up to $300 in 2018 in September, and then it was trading like it went all the way down to like $39 in 2019 around that same time, and then it went on in 2020. It was like at $4 and any cents. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's the reality of it. But then you have like it's not like negative because like then you got other plays like AMC. AMC went up all the way down to like $5 to like 5.50, 5.30, I think it was. This was in February, and AMC went all the way up to like $77 just recently. So it's like you gotta wait. It takes time, like because like all right, go ahead if you want to fucking jump ship or sell all your shares. I really don't care. I know. I'm staying. I'm staying for the long term until at least until it hits my price target. Because I'm not really into like you know. So SNDL it still has to get brought up, and then you got to it still has to get brought up. You got the tobacco industry is like what in the United States is like a $200 billion industry, and so they're gonna buy some of that. They're gonna buy some of that cannabis sector. That's what's gonna happen. It takes time, and then you got the laws, you got all this shit, just waiting to fucking to get laws passed and get approval and get. So it's like, yeah, say the Dominican word, un bobo, un bobo. Mm, Tilray. Yeah, yeah. So really, that's my strategy. Really, my account has survived. It survived the worst. I look at my account right now, and it looks like if I wanted to liquidate, like I wouldn't be like I'll be like yeah, I'll be like damn, because I could have been like I could have been around. Like if I would have been smarter with my money, but that comes with the knowledge as well. Like wanting to play. That comes with it. That comes with the territory. Like like I want to play. Like I want to make money. That comes with the knowledge and the hunger. And so I lost. I almost wiped out my account. But it's a learning process and it's a journey. And you're gonna see success. And I know I'm gonna see success. So yeah. My account right now is looking steady. It's looking steady. Looking steady. Uh, yeah. Yeah, Tilray is at 17.61. It closed at $17.61. It actually had a low of day yesterday. No, that was on Monday, 16.32. Palantir. I mean, I like this. You see, this is what you want. This is what you want, huh? You want a strategy. And after you get that strategy, like really, what you need with stocks is that you need size, and then you can make your 300, your 500 daily. But this is just me. Like I have a strategy. And it's like I'm really not like not as I'm now like oh like get up in the morning and take a position on the stock or like let me go do my homework like yo like I can't tell you the number of times I like and this fucking shit doing this shit. I'm like, yo, like doing notes. I don't want to show you that shit. Just like doing notes and shit. Like doesn't like it will not like. That's why like just get a fucking little fucking pad and write some shit down if you want. But like I mean for some amounts like but that what that note shit is like some bullshit. Like it never came into fruition for me. Like uh, you can take it really with this. You just want to get you can start with a 3K account, with a 5K account, but like just I don't know, figure out what you want to do, whatever the hell's your taste. But you have to have size really. So if you're a beginner, if you're just getting started in this industry, you got to recognize that you're gonna make money, but you're not gonna make like like superstar money. Like you're gonna make it, you're gonna make money, but just not like you know it's possible. There's a lot of success stories out there, but like the reality of it, the reality of it for me too is like you're not gonna make more than like probably like 50 to 100,000 your first year, your first year, and that's just off like looking like just taking up a position, like having like a couple stocks like in your watch list, and taking a position and making like 5 to 10% daily aside from whatever it is that you have that you're holding long term. So yeah. AMC, like what can I tell you? AMC is performing well. AMC closed at $58.30. Look at that. Look at that. That's nice. Yeah, so like I mean like but that looks like really nice. Like it had like a nice bullish pattern, like a nice little in the morning. Went up like $4. 56.82, around 60.88. You know, that's the reality of it. Um, oh, and again, you got your crypto. Mara seems. I just like how steady and like these are like stocks are like really reliant. You can rely on them on whether it is that like you're shorting or you're going long. You can rely on these stocks, especially like in the long term. Like you want to put them on your watch list. Look at that. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. 24.50, bang. 26.55, bang. That's beautiful. So it's like really right now, like the long plays right now, like on the stock market, are like they're it right now. The long plays. I mean, the shorts, there'll always be like stocks getting short, and you really. But the thing is about shorting is that like it's really backwards. I don't know, like maybe like I'll short with my own money. Or like I don't want to pay like the thing about shorting is that like I just don't want to pay the broker. I don't know. Maybe I'll find a broker one day where like I'm like, hey, I got 30K. Like you can short you can short with that money. Like I mean I did it when I was at the fucking when I was fucking when I paid that when I sent my money over to Canada and on Haywood Trader on fucking stupid ass Trader to be. It's just it was a bad experience. It was a bad experience. I really don't like them. Mara Riot. Riot. Mm. Riot. Open around 33.95. Close at 32.54. Doesn't look. I don't know. It doesn't really look like tradable. Like I don't know. Maybe like if you want to like 50 cents a share, like you want to do that. Like I just yeah. Let me see something. Shit. I gotta work on that. I don't know OBS so you can see my screen and you can see what I'm looking at. Let me stop recording this. Oh, GBTC. That's another one. GBTC. Oh my god. Look at that. Just it moves like $1.20. That was yesterday actually. God, like God, I love this. GTVC. So really, it's just size. It's just size. And then as you go along, you get better at this. You get better. You learn. You become more knowledgeable. And then like You know all that porn, all that PNL porn that they wave at you. Be like, oh, I just made 40K, fine. I just made 100K. I just made 400K. Like yo, like that's like that shit. It'll motivate you, but like sometimes like in the wrong ways. But like you know when you get knowledgeable and shit, that's when you know. But I don't know. I wouldn't engage in no P and L porn because that shit ain't. You think this shit is lovely? You think this shit is fucking the fuck? And P and L showing you P and L and shit like a fucking. You think this is OnlyFans, boy? This ain't OnlyFans. I'm not like fucking P and L porn, nigga. You stupid. You stupid. You stupid. And then they just want to take your energy. They fucking call you and shit. The fucking from whatever from fucking Canada or fucking motherfucking from Fuckville. They be calling you up and shit. Be like, yo, this fucking proprietary firm and like, oh, the chat. Like, oh, fuck you. I know I'm gonna make it anyways. I don't. That's why. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe in the future, like, I don't know. But that's why I stay to like things. Like, I have ideas. It's just not about like flaunting. Like, you know, don't flaunt. Like, this shit is not a joke. This is not a game. You know. Yeah. The fuck chat rooms. You don't need chat rooms. They be calling you up and shit. Like, already suffered once, and I didn't even have a chat room. I just had a bitch ass fucking sales rep. I fucking lied. He was like, "Oh no, I'm just in tech." He was a sales rep. So why would you ask me like, why do you want this refund? You like yo like, and I'm glad like that's the first and last experience. That is the first and last experience that I have. Like all this other shit. Like if you have like access, if you have access to the brokerage, just that's all you need. You know, but you don't need to pay. You don't need to pay your money to a fucking proprietary firm, a fucking proprietary trading firm. That's like they because they do shit for themselves and like you're better off like actually like losing it at a U.S. brokerage or like on your own terms because it's like at that point like it's just fucking you know how fraudulent that shit is at that point because it's like they're all the way in Canada. They're regulated by the CIPF, whatever it is, the CIP. They're not even. They're not fucking SEC. They don't file SEC. They don't fucking. That is the first and last time. You know how bad that shit hurt. That shit hurt more than fucking and all that money I lost on AMC. Actually, that shit hurt bad, bro. That shit hurt. No, really, if you know what you're doing, just you don't need a fucking proprietary trading firm. You don't fucking need no fucking chat rooms, bro. Like suck my meat. Some bro shit, bro. Suck my meat. Like, sorry. I was like, yeah, next month, my guy. Like they just want power over that, over what it is that you have. Like, cause I don't know why, bro. Cause they're looking for money, and if they smell like you got something to shine, or like you got some knowledge, and like they just wanna, bro. They just wanna come like a fucking leech and just fuck you, fuck you. That's what I got to say, really. You have value. Just do everything on your own terms. Never, 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 never fucking pay. Like I paid like $300 for that. Never, never again. Once is all I needed. Never again. You can go. I don't know. Go ask a bum. Go suck a dick. Go fucking. Never again. DDD. DDD open like at Open at $36.68. Close at $38.04. DDD. Let's see. C3AI is always strong. Like that stock price never wavers. It always stays between that stock. DDD. I mean C3AI. That's AI. Open at $60.57 and close at $61.65. Yeah. Doesn't look really tradable. I mean, then again, it did move like almost like about $1. Yeah. Stay away from online predators. Anybody trying to sell you some shit. There ain't no magic key. There's no magic sauce. There's no fucking nothing. Nothing. And then you want to cover them with your fucking hate, probably because you done some stupid shit and you think fucking dumb motherfucker. Fuck you. Ain't no fucking what you call it. There's no cheat code. There's no fucking shortcuts to success. And you wanna become a bitch of a fucking fuck you, nigga. I'll do a video saying fuck you. You can suck my dick. I don't want to go through that shit again. Whatever. Um, Workhorse. Workhorse is something that like on like I'll trade it like daily. Like if I had like Workhorse, that's a nice play. Workhorse went up like $1 straight off the bat in the morning. You see, that's pretty good. I like that. You know, you can make 5 to 10% daily. You don't need a fucking. You already know that. Get that. It jump like $1. It jump like $1, boy. You buy like 400 shares. You make $400. And then that sits pretty. You don't give that money back to the market. And it starts to get fucking, untradeable. You just move on to the next one. And then it looks like like right like around the $16 level. That's when it starts to price starts to break down. Like, all right, I'm out of there. That's easy. That's simple. It's pretty consistent. Look at that. At the lows, around $14. You see? And you cut out the bullshit, you cut out the kerfuffle. And this shit is simple, but it takes dedication and it takes work. All right, so it broke through that level. When was that? That was on the 9th. Workhorse had a high of $18.59. Look at that. Look at that. So it's like you choose these stocks that don't have any bad news, that are just right. That's it. You make your 5 to 10%, and you want to hold it for like a week, 2 days, or like, fuck you. I'm gonna make money. I'm gonna make money. What do you mean? I'm gonna end the year strong. Look at that. Workhorse moves lovely. WKHS. Look at that. Not like a tremendous. It has nice size. It's pretty liquid. Look at that. And my portfolio went up like $1,000. It was up like $1,000 on the third. On the third, it was up like $1,000. Am I selling? Nope, I'm not selling. My portfolio the previous month that was on the third, and that was in May the third. I was down. My account was down like $1,000. I was down. I was like, I don't want to say no numbers, but I was like, I was down. You know, I was down like about $1,000. That was more like it was like SNDL was like at 70, like at 67 cents, and did I sell? Nope. I'll tell you, only the strong do this shit. Like strong-minded people. I don't know. If you're not strong-minded, go do something else. 'Cause I want to make fucking money. I want to, do what everybody else wants, and I want to do what I want. So yeah, look at that workhorse. Lovely, just lovely, 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 lovely. Look at that. This was on the second. Buy them up like at $10.15. Sell it, bang. $11.21. Could have made a smooth like $200 right there. A smooth 300, $400 on a daily. You wanna 9 to 5? Fuck that. This is what I do now. And I heard rumors like you ever heard like that rumor like your broker has how many months? 2 months or like 6 months to take all your money. They haven't taken all my money because when I was looking at it like I'm still in the game. I survived. I survived through all this shit. But RKT hasn't treated me well. RKT is a piece of trash. But you learn how to read. You learn how to read and you learn how to read the deception, and you look through the fucking kerfuffle and all that fucking bullshit and all the fucking spider web shit, and everything gets clearer. Everything gets clearer, and that's what you do. Like fuck you. Yeah, like that. This shit opens up doors. The internet opens up doors, and the platform of the knowledge, it opens up doors. So take advantage if you haven't already. All right, I want this.